stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody, homie. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to a new video of Wizland with Wiz. Happy to be with you guys today. So I'm just waking up, man, and I was going to do this video yesterday, but I decided to do it this morning just because some things came up last night that I had to take care of, and I went ahead and kind of focused on that prior to creating any additional content. But if you're watching this, hope you have a good day. But let's get right into the topic of today's video. And that is, you can only control what you can't control. One of the main things that I've learned with time is that, for one, there's a lot of things you're not going to be able to control. But in the same case, there is a lot of things that you can control. My main kind of tip for you guys out there is to never focus in trying to control any person, any human, anything, like whether you don't have control over weather, you don't have control over anyone's decisions, you don't have control over certain rules that are implemented in schools, you don't have control over laws, you don't have control over a lot of things, you know. But the thing is that while you might not have control over any of those things, the easiest thing, and for whatever reason, the most obvious thing is the thing that we always ignore, which is having control over our own actions. The thing is that, yeah, you might not have control over anyone else's actions. You might not have control over the weather. You might not have control over certain guidelines wherever you stay at. If you stay in the States, obviously there might be certain laws that you don't agree with, but they're implemented guidelines and laws that have been and are part of the society you're a part of. So you have to follow them, regardless if you like them or not. When it comes to reality, if you're not focusing on your daily, if you're not focusing in things that you are doing, which are the easiest things that you have control over, then, I mean, I don't know what you're doing with life, but it is one of the things that you have to focus on. If a girl cheats on you, hey, you don't have control over that. A woman is always gonna do whatever they want. And that's one of the main things that I learned at a young age with my first relationship, was that at that point in time, and that was so many years ago, but at that point in time, I was afraid that this chick was gonna cheat on me, and eventually she did. Did I have control over that? I mean, some people might debate, yeah, you have control over that based on maybe what you did, maybe how you treated her, or whatever the case might be. But at the end of the day, I mean, you don't have control over whatever the person is going to do. You don't. Just like myself, nobody can force me to do anything. If I do something, it's because either I wanted to, I was bored, or whatever the case might be. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we all have we all have control of our actions. And the thing, we either have control of our actions or we lose control of our actions. And then the thing is that if we lose control of our actions, we're trying to look for a scapegoat without trying to face the reality of the action that we took. So that's one of the main things that I wanted to share today, because it is something that the older I get, the more that I start seeing in people that for whatever reason, and when I say they, I mean, I'm talking about in general, man. Like, sometimes I do still go through that where I don't get the outcome that I want, and I try to blame it on the situation rather than blaming it on myself. And most of the time, 90% of the time, it is on myself. There's always around, there's always a way around things. most of the times, and most of the times when you don't get the outcome you're looking for, it's either you was not prepared, it's either you just thought that you was able to do something without any issues, or you were just not getting ready or expecting any complications or obstacles to occur. You have to understand that life is not, it might be simple, but it's not going to be easy. That's one of the main things that I want to share with you, that life will be simple, but it will not be easy. If you focus in things with your fitness, if you focus with your finances, if you focus with having a good mental and healthy body, man, you're gonna be basically in a really good place in life. And a lot of people don't overcomplicate things because they think they have to do all these different things. I mean, if you have health, you have the opportunity to actually do whatever you want. You're gonna be fine, man. And I think that when we kind of get caught up with maybe the discomfort, or we get caught up with our circumstances based on actions that we took or we did not take, then that's where the problem lies. I mean, one of the best sayings that I heard is from Jim Rohn. He was a old school speaker into the self-development. He said, I remember in one of his speeches online, he said, it's easy not to do what's easy to do. So if you're good at something, it's easy not to do it because you're going to leave it for the next day just because you think it's something easy to do. So when you start doing things that are easy for you, doing them every single day, you're going to learn and get even better. And then eventually you're going to get to that 1% of people that are very good at that thing. You know, it could be anything, you know. But my main message with today's video is for you guys to understand that you have control over yourself, but you will never have control over anyone else. And don't even think about that you do. And once you believe that you do have control over someone else, I mean, you're gonna be disappointed. I think that's a lesson I learned at a young age, and I think it's an important lesson because a lot of people still believe, even parents, man, like, you can only guide your child for so long, and as a child, sometimes we don't do the right thing just because our parents are telling us not to do something. We end up doing it, and it's not the best thing for us, but we learn from that situation. But most of the time, it's just because we were told not to do it that we end up doing it. So understand that when you try to share that information with some people, there's always going to be someone that is going to be rebellious. But you don't, I mean, and that's why I share, you don't control anyone's actions. You don't control what anyone does. So don't believe that you do. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.